Hello, spicy reefers! And man, I wasn't even finished yet.
Nah, you're done.
Alright, so this whole project being held up by one thing or another. Got the glue in, I think I showed that on the last video. But now I'm thinking, when I went to go add this pedestal on here, I needed to remove one of these rocks that I had glued on, and I thought, well, let me take the chisel, no big deal, take a hammer. And I thought, well, why don't I just grab it with my hand and twist it? And they pop right off. And the reason that they're popping right off is because you can get this glue in there and you can dry it really quickly. The glue holds strong, you see here. Well, I guess that didn't hold very strong, did it? Make a liar out of me. In small space like that, the glue holds really strong, and what snapped was not the glue, but what snapped was the rock itself. Like it's got all this powder, you know, it's man-made rock. So it's got all the powder and whatnot, and the glue gets in there, but this rock is so powdery that it just snaps off anyway. And so the rock itself is what gives way, not the glue, or maybe even a combination of both. So what I need to do is add some concrete in there, or maybe some of that putty, the aquarium putty, that, you know, epoxy putty, where you mix two different kinds of putty together and then you kind of squish them in there, and it dries and it adheres to everything. So I've gone ahead and ordered some of that concrete, some of the Marco, the E-Marco stuff. I didn't think about the putty until later, so I might just head out to my LFS, my local fish store, and find some of that putty and see if I can't get that into some of these spaces where I kind of have glued a lot of these just by maybe 3 points, like you can see in here. Let me show you. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to do a little gluing right here. Let me see if I can get the camera in there and show you where I'm going to glue. Right there, I'll do a spot so you can kind of see how it works. Is that the spot that I'm going to? Yeah, that's the spot I'm going to. So we'll stick a little glue in there, and you can kind of see you want to get it in, and it flows a little bit. This isn't really super tacky, but it's not super liquidy either. And it'll go in there and it'll start coming out the other end, and kind of before it starts coming out the other end, you want to go ahead and give it a good spray. Spray it from both sides. And so now it's kind of bridged the gap. And another thing you can do once that's done, if I go add some more glue right now, it's going to probably dry up pretty quick because I just sprayed it. But let's see. We'll add a little bit of glue, and then we're going to add a little bit of sand, and then we'll spray the sand. And then you see when I do that combination, then you're not going to see all these like yellow spots. I'm pointing and I don't even think it's on camera, but you can kind of see here there's a yellow spot, and you can kind of see, and that's because of the glue, you can kind of see down here the yellow spots. Those are all gonna, well, these ones are going to be hidden. These other ones will go away when I get some of that concrete, put it in there, and then add some sand. I was going to touch these all up with some glue and then add sand the way you just saw me do. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and wait for the E Marco stuff. Maybe I'll get some, maybe I'll just go ahead and grab some putty too and see what I can do. But for now, before I do all that, I'm going to go ahead and find a lot of these gaps that I can still use the super glue on with a little bit of sand. So I'll flip this bad boy sideways and see if she doesn't break. Ooh, I can feel some weakness. You know, one of the other things that I learned the hard way, gloves. These are just some garden gloves I got from the Depot. And they work really well. Our E Marco has come in. E Marco 400. Now we get to fill in all these little gaps. All these areas where I was only able to touch maybe 2 or 3 points. Here, let me bring you in closer. So you can see here, well, especially on the foot, let's take a look here. You can see we're only connecting on a handful of points. Most of it's not even touching with our super glue. So what we need to do is fill in all this, well, not all the area. We need to fill in enough area that we feel confident that it's going to hold. Because right now, I know for a fact, if I wanted to, I could just snap this little rock right off and it would have no problem coming off. I know that because I've had to redo some of these rocks and pop them off after they were dry. So what we're going to do is just fill in those gaps, and we're going to see this E Marco stuff hold. And we're going to know, because if the entire structure falls and crashes into the glass, that's not going to be fun for anyone, is it? maybe for you guys. It's not going to be fun for me. All right, let's take a look here. So contents inside. Ooh, let me flip around. So I'm not sure if everything's in the shot sometimes, so I gotta flip that camera around. All right. We've got ourselves here a little pouch of liquid, white liquid. Ooh, we got another 5-pound pouch of the clay or whatever it is. And we got a spatula. Oh, look at that. We've got some direction. Let's take a look at the directions here. It says add approximately 12 ounces of water to the pouch with liquid polymer concentrate. This is liquid polymer concentrate. Look at that. White stuff. Am I going to get 12 ounces of water in there? And how am I going to do that? Do I need a little siphon, a little baby pump? What the heck? Alright, we'll give that a try over at the sink. And then it says seal bag and shake well. Alright, got that down. Because product becomes unworkable within 20 minutes, this is part 2, we recommend to mix a small amount at a time and simply make new small batches as you go. So wait, does that mean I add that water to this liquid in small batches? Or can I add all the water to here and then I mix that with this with small batches? I think it's probably the latter. Let's see, it says mix well with the spatula until contents are thick, wet, and with no lumps. Basically, you kind of want it like pancake batter, only it might not get sticky like that, I would imagine. You want it to be workable with the gloves because we want to be able to shove it in there. Now, this stuff is super, super dry, and there's always a thing in drywall. When you're working with drywall, should you wet the sheetrock first and then put your mud on top of that? That doesn't really work as well. It doesn't adhere really nicely because a lot of times what happens is that the fibers on the board, they lay flat and then it's already soaked, so the mud can't get into the drywall. So here though, I'm not sure. Should I wet it first and then put this stuff in? I think I'm going to go with the drywall method. You know, I had this little spray thing all set up ready to go and I was going to spray some water in there. But I think I'm going to go with the drywall method. I'm going to keep this dry and then just shove it in. I need some sand. That's what I need. I need some sand. Because after I put that stuff on, and I got the pink one. It says pink. It probably turns a lot more pink than that. And they give you this bucket to mix it in, but that's a pretty deep bucket, isn't it? So I thought it would be cool to use a little more of a shallow container because I am going to mix it in small batches. Alright, let's go see if we can't get this water to go into this pouch. Boy, it would be easier if I did the other way around, but then I wouldn't be able to use this anymore, would I? Alright, let's try and get it in here. Alright, we're going to do this back at the brine shrimp sink. We're going to go ahead. I went and got another small little container over here. Let's see if that works. It's got a tiny bit of a pour spout. Let's see if I don't mess this up completely. Hey, it's going in. Look at that. Let's see what the engineers at this company are made of. You know, it'd been nice if they would have packed a little tiny funnel with this, wouldn't it? Okay. Ooh, I don't know. Looking pretty close, isn't it? Yeah, it might fit. Let's see. We're gonna find out. Okie day. Look at that. Wow, this stuff smells really nice. I hope it's not another one of those outdoor projects. You know, it didn't say anything about ventilation in the instructions. Okie doke. Little spillage in the village. Whoa, look at that. That's unbelievable. All right, gotta give him credit for that. Don't give him credit for the funnel part though. Now we mix it. And this is going to be our liquid. Cool. Hey, I'm glad that worked out. I really had my doubts. These containers are a little deceiving, for me anyway. Maybe not you guys. All right, let's go ahead on back. Spicy Reef here, signing off.
Now what are you doing?
I think I got it.